everybody, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be walking you through the steps that I did to plan out next week. And next week we're going to be learning all about groundhogs, shadows, all that fun stuff. So I'm going to flip the camera around so that you can see some of my ideas that I have for my kiddos next week for Groundhog Week. Okay, so here's a view of my lesson plan for next week. And everybody knows that I love OneNote. So we're inside of my OneNote right now for next week. So my morning routine that I do, it's basically the same all day long. I have a system that I do that I'll do another video for you guys for that. But as we go through the week, I have my group meeting ideas. We're going to be looking for the little groundhog hiding behind letters. And what I like about OneNote is I can link things to my OneNote. So if I click on my OneNote, it's going to bring me up to my activity that I have already linked to it. And I can go in and I can play the game right away with the kids. So if we're looking for Mr. Little Groundhog and we read our little saying, here's a little groundhog, furry and brown. He's coming up to look all around. Where do you think he will be found? And then I call on my friends and they get to tell me what letter they think it's behind. And then we find the letter and we're like, oh no, he's not there. And then we say the same again. Here's a little groundhog, furry and brown. He's coming up to look all around. Where do you think he will be found? Oh, I know. And I just make sure that I'm calling all of my friends until we find the groundhog. And then when we find the groundhog, it's like, woo, we found the groundhog. Yay. So my OneNotes are linked. My OneNote planner is linked to all of that information. So when you look at my OneNote, I have my group meetings. So when I'm doing my live Google meetings, these are the activities I'm doing with them right here, my pink and my yellow area. So we do our morning routine that we do with them every single day. We come into our live meeting. I have a specific planned, targeted activity that I'm going to be doing with them. And then we do a follow-up activity that goes with it. So here we talked about all of our letters, and then we're going to jump into and we're going to do a writing activity, and we're going to practice forming all of our letters that we've learned for this year. And that's how I go down this whole way. So this is my targeted activity. We're going to do a weather check-in. Did you see your shadow? Because it's Groundhog Day, and we're going to graph and see if we saw our shadows today and what does that look like. And we're going to do a spring sort, which is not on a slideshow. It's actually a pocket chart, which I'll show you in a minute. But here's how I link my activities. And then after we do this, here's another activity that we're going to do together that's going to tie in to what our pre-recorded lesson is for them. So I have whose shadow is it? I want to make that into a link. So when I go over here and I go to my folder, here is that activity. If I click on this and I say I want to share it, and I click on my link, I can copy this link. And then when I come back to my OneNote page and it's already highlighted, I can go into Insert. I want to copy a link to it. I'm going to paste my link right here and say OK. And that way, when I go into my OneNote planner, I'm able to, excuse me, I'm able to go right to my activities for that day. And I'll do the same thing for groundhog feelings. I'm going to go to my OneNote folder. I'm going to look for my groundhog feelings activity, which is right here. I'm going to click on it. I want to share. I want to copy my link. Copy, go back to my OneNote planner. And now I'm going to insert that link. And I'll do that for all of my stuff that I have in here for my activity time that I want to share with them. Okay, and there again, my roll, color, and race to the end will be there as well. So these first three columns are my morning routine, my targeted lesson that I'm doing with the children, and then an activity that we're also playing along with the kids, that they have materials brought with them. They're bringing their whiteboard, they're bringing their counters, they're bringing something with them to help them engage in the lesson that we're going to do with them. Then on my lessons, I have pre-recorded lessons, and a pre-recorded lesson for me is something that, there again, it ties into what I'm doing. I'm going to record something, whether it's on my phone or on my computer that I'm sharing with them. It might be a story time, something I'm going to pre-record to them, and it's going to be uploaded to their class dojo so that they're able to view it there and then do their class dojo assignment based on their video. So basically, that's my lessons all in a week. And I'll turn the camera around again, and I'll kind of show you my pocket chart and things that I set up prior to, so everything's ready for my lesson, so I'm not scrambling around. When I'm not using my slideshow to capture the children's attention, I do use my whiteboard a lot. So this is what we would be using, and we would be doing like directional writings with them, and they all have their own whiteboards at home, so I know they have them. So I'm thinking of my activities that I'm providing for them when they come to Google Meets, of things that I know they already have. Then behind me here, I like to use this pocket chart. So it's a smaller pocket chart. I'm able to hold it up to them where they can see it really well. And then here we will use their names. I have a container that sits right in front of me that has all of my activities already pre-done in here, and I'm able to go through and do their activities. So here we're going to be graphing to see if they saw their shadow. On the back of this chart, I can flip it around, and then we can introduce their letters to them. And I already have all of these pre-done and ready to go. They're already right here in my container right here in front of me. So if we're doing any of these activities, this is a smaller pocket chart than what I typically use in the classroom, so I have to make these smaller. So if you're not sure how to make products smaller that you're getting from TPT that's on a PDF, and you're like, oh wow, when I put them in these things, they're just way too big, that's okay. I'll leave a link to how you can convert pages to make them smaller, and you can make them for the size that you would like to fit into maybe something smaller for you at home. There again, if you're wanting to use your magnetic boards, if that's what you're using at home, there again, you can make it smaller. So that's pretty much everything in a nutshell that I'm going to be doing next week for Groundhog Day. I do use a planner, or I use the OneNote planner. Everybody knows I love the OneNote planner. It is what it is. I can send it to my admin. I can link things to it. It's just fantastic. But I'm also using a membership that provides a lot of done for me resources. So a lot of those slideshows and stuff that you're seeing is things that are already done for me. I'm plugging them into my lesson plan, and I'm good to go. So I'll leave that link below as well. So until next time, guys, thank you for joining me. Bye.